Today, let's get started with Tom Aspinall goes off on Ciryl Gane. Tom Aspinall went off on Ciryl Gane last night following a post Ciryl shared on Instagram. Gane uploaded photos and videos of himself training with Tai Tuivasa and captioned it by saying, "Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on this video. To support the channel, let's aim for 1,000 likes. Still no date or opponent yet, but we keep grinding and training hard before the holidays with my man Tuivasa." That caption clearly didn't sit well with Aspinall. Tom fired back in the comments saying, "No shit, there's not a date yet. I'm not medically cleared to fight and about to have surgery thanks to your disgusting fingernails. I'll be back to smash your face in soon. You cheat." The comment has since been deleted, though it's unclear whether Aspinall removed it himself or if Ciryl Gane hid it. With that said, it now appears Aspinall will need eye surgery following the eye pokes at UFC 321, which could sideline him for an extended period. This raises a big question for the heavyweight division. Should the UFC allow Aspinall to hold on to the title if he's out long-term, or should they introduce an interim belt? Especially considering Aspinall previously said doctors aren't allowing him to train until his eye situation is fully resolved. More details emerge in Ilia Topuria legal situation. A few days ago, Ilia Topuria posted on Instagram addressing what he described as false accusations and extortion attempts from his ex-wife, Georgina Uzcategui. New details have since emerged via journalist Isabel Rabago and the Championship Round account on X. According to reports, Ilia and Georgina decided to split in August, and initial negotiations focused solely on financial demands. In late October or early November, Ilia filed a civil separation lawsuit with terms reportedly centered on shared responsibilities, including their child. After being notified of the filing, Georgina allegedly began searching for legal representation and then claimed she was a victim of domestic abuse, stating she had evidence that could put Ilia in a difficult position. She allegedly demanded a large sum of money in exchange for not pursuing the abuse complaint, with Ilia reportedly agreeing to all financial demands. Despite this, once the separation filing became official, she formally submitted the abuse complaint. To date, there has been no arrest, restraining order, or official legal action taken against Ilia. With Ilia Topuria stepping away from competition due to personal and legal issues, many fans are questioning whether he should be stripped of the title. Chael Sonnen addressed the situation while speaking on the Ariel Helwani show, stating that interim belts are meant for injury or illness only. Chael said that the moment a champion steps away for reasons outside that criteria, the UFC should strip them of the undisputed championship.
I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna do a little tiptoe, but I was at the Apex a week ago. I had a conversation with a very meaningful person in this industry, and that was the first person that ever suggested to me that Ilia be stripped. And I was a little surprised by it, and I didn't comment, I listened. Their argument, though, was that the interim belt is for those that are dealing with an illness or an injury. If we would like to show grace to an undisputed champion because he's missing matches specifically for illness or injury, and the moment Ilia informs us that he is missing matches for anything outside of the criteria of illness or injury, that's why you strip him. That there is no precedence for an interim championship. And I had never thought of that, and I thought it was very cold. I didn't like it. I got in my car, I went back to my hotel, I'm staying by myself, and I thought about it. And I go, man, there's actually a point to that. If Ilia is missing matches, and all he's got to do is make the claim. He doesn't have to be telling the truth. A lot of guys didn't tell the truth. A lot of guys have missed fights and said they're hurt because they didn't want to make the walk. But if you're making a claim outside of illness or injury, to my understanding, the person at the UFC is correct. You're not eligible. You got to be stripped.
Ryan Garcia threatens Ilia Topuria in boxing. Ryan Garcia made bold claim after appearing on Aiden Ross's live stream, where he claimed he would beat the shit out of Ilia Topuria if Ilia ever transitions to boxing.
Okay, wait. Would you ever box like Topuria? Because he said he's gonna get into boxing. You would box Topuria.
Yes.
That would go.
I would beat the shit out of him too.
Of Ilia?
Yeah, oh yeah. But he
have to be boxing.
Yeah, but he's out of the game right now.
He's gonna be out for I think for a year. I don't know, dude. He's getting divorced, dude.
I have a question.
So you think you could beat Topuria in like a 12-round bout?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'll knock him out.
Anderson Silva was asked who he thinks would win if Alex Pereira ever fought Khamzat Chimaev. Silva said he'd put his money on Alex Pereira.
What about the current middleweight champion, Khamzat Chimaev? What do you make of him and his skill set?
Well, he's a beast. He's an amazing fighter. But I put on my chance in Alex.
Against him if they ever fought.
Yep.
Footage recently surfaced showing Jon Jones smoking cigarettes while in Thailand. Shifting to the lightweight division, Arman Tsarukyan captured a championship outside the UFC by winning gold at ACBJJ 20 in Moscow. Arman competed against Mehdi Baidulayev and secured the victory via rear naked choke, adding another accolade to his resume while staying active outside the octagon. At the press conference for the event, Arman Tsarukyan positioned himself as a backup option for UFC 324. He said, "There will be no rest because I'll be a backup fighter, not officially, but a backup for the fight between Paddy and Geji. If one of them gets injured, I'll be ready to step in with a week's notice, 10 days, even 5 days. I'll be managing my weight. I won't cut it all on weigh-in day. If they need me, I'll be there. Because of that, I have to stay in shape, keep training and sparring, and try not to get injured. I still have to give 100% to make the fans happy so they come to watch a beautiful, exciting fight. I'll rest after the Pimblet Geji fight." Joaquin Buckley continues firing shots at Khamzat after previously offering money for Khamzat to stay on the feet. Buckley doubled down by saying Khamzat wrestles out of fear. Buckley claimed that if Khamzat stood and traded instead of wrestling, he would get knocked out.
Is a tool, right? But don't use it as a prowess to only get your win, right? At the end of the day, this is a hurt business. If you ain't trying to hurt me, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Like, you literally gonna hug me until you get to a decision? It's wild. Now, people would say the counter that, well, stop it then, right? Which is cool, but still, the job of the referee even is to keep the engagement of the fight going. And I hate how a lot of positions, a lot of guys are just holding on for dear life and not trying to advance, not trying to get a submission, not trying to ground and pound, and the referee just keep the fight on the ground, you know, which time is wasted. At the end of the day, bro, this is an entertainment business. You can make your wrestling entertaining. I will use Khabib as a great example, right? Khabib used to use his wrestling all the time, grapple guys to the ground, but he never hugged them to death. He used to ground and pound the mess out of you, you know? Slug you, make you look different. Like what he did to Edson Barboza was wild work, right? And I can respect that type of use of your grappling. But if you only are willing to hold somebody down because you do not want to fight on the feet, because you're dead scared that they might knock you out, I'm not a fan of that. So yeah, I offered Khamzat $50,000 in order to stay on his feet for at least one round and not use his wrestling. Because if he did do that, his ass would get knocked the fuck out and get exposed by the world that he ain't really the fucking boogeyman.
Tony Ferguson once again took aim at Khabib Nurmagomedov, claiming that Khabib's camp confronted his family and team before UFC 209. Tony alleged that Khabib's team avoided the fight for political reasons and said they were scared of taking a loss at that point in time, claiming the matchup was intentionally prevented. Before we continue, help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers here on MMA Explorers. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notification so you don't miss any of our daily MMA content.
Does it upset you? Like, did it upset you when Khabib fought Gaethje and then he hangs up the gloves? Did it upset you like that'll never happen? We'll never.
I remember, yeah, I remember the live video that I did. There was different plans for Khabib. There was different plans for Khabib. His dad made sure that we didn't fight. There was the one time, the day before that he skipped out at UFC 209. They surrounded my family and they surrounded my team. And then they realized that I wasn't a punk, that I was going to go in there and I was going to fuck this dude up because his friends weren't allowed to be in there anymore with him. That, when people talk shit or when they do stupid stuff like that, I'm that guy. Remember I said about the red lipstick? Yes, fucking that psycho in the back. That's fucking
Steve
me.
Buscemi.
You understand it? And so that guy was me when Khabib, and I told him when we were at the face-offs, and I said a couple sneaky things in there, and I told him nobody's gonna be allowed to be in there with you. Scared the fuck out of him. And to be real, they had other plans for him.
So you don't believe he went to the hospital and?
When you go into it, the agent is supposed to be the top of the class, top of the everything, that knows everything. He went, I'm going to tell you, somebody at one of our boxing practices during that night of the weight cut, we went and we saw, there was some Russian champ that was over there, and we saw a bunch of people that were super cool. We were in a different spot. There was only one dude that wasn't smiling. One dude, when I saw him, I met him, and he wasn't smiling. But I went through my full practice, And that was after Khabib surrounded my family and my team, and I went in there fucking just on point. I'm talking about like literally on fucking point, like I was about to go and kill this fucking guy, like because that's stupid shit. And that guy that wasn't smiling, I guarantee you, he was the one that made a fucking phone call and told them, no, you do not want to fight.
Do you know who that was, or you just don't want to say?
I saw this guy a year later at another fight in the back of AKA Cornerman. It's the same fucking dude, and I know who you are, you son of a bitch. And that's the thing, is like, you have it like that. They were scouting me that whole entire time, but they realized what they were fucking up against, and they backed the fuck down because they couldn't punk me out. I mean, usually I ride solo, but I have my team with me too. And when it goes into it, I always am that guy that will go front and fucking center with that machete and fucking clear the path, so that way everybody else can fucking go through. And once they realize that, then people start to back you up because they know that you're gonna be the one digging that hole and doing that fucking rough shit, or they can handle the other stuff. I'll put in the work, I put in the time, and put in the energy, and you know, they were just scared. I'm gonna be real with you, because they didn't want that loss on his record, because they needed him to have that for some other political reasons.
Let's wrap it up for the day. Thanks for watching.